growing, okay, learning, referring others. So listen, we're super excited for you to be here. All right, so as you're coming in, please unmute yourself, turn on your cameras. Right, you want to recognize.
Hi, Julio. Don Riley Brisk from Houston, Texas.
Hey, Don, welcome to the call. Let's build.
Hey, Julio, right. This is Laura from South.
Woo. SC in the house. Welcome, Laura. Welcome.
Hey, this is Brad from Illinois.
Brad, all right, Illinois. I love it. I love it. Good stuff. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to start. Okay, so I want to do something a little different in our call today. Okay, so when I ask you how you're doing, okay, I want you to unmute yourself and say, "I'm building." Okay, when I ask all of you, say, "Hey, how are you?" Right? I want you to say, "I'm building." All right. So is everyone ready? Can I get some fire in the chat? I want to make sure that everyone is in sync here. Okay. We want to get this rolling. All right. So throw some ones in the chat if you're ready. There you go. Light up that chat. I want to make sure that everyone is helping me, allowing people to come in. Please, I appreciate that. So listen, on the count of three, I'm going to say, "How are we doing?" or "How you doing?" And you're going to say, "I'm building." Okay.
I'm building.
Everyone ready? All right, here we go. So let's start. 1, 2, 3. How are you doing? Come on, man. We can't do better than that, man. Come on. We got to light up the Zoom, okay? We have to light that up. All right, so you ready? How you doing? That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so can we please mute everybody so we can begin? Thank you. All right, so here we go. Let me share my screen here in a quick second. Where is it? Here we go. All right. So I know that there's many of you that are seeing this for the first time. So this presentation is for you. Okay. And also we have some of our teammates that are here. Also, we want to make sure that you see this again, right? Because repetition is the mother's skill, right? So we want to let you know, who are we? So who are we? Real simple. The name of our company is called BYLD Network. Okay. And why BYLD? Real simple. It's real simple, ladies and gentlemen, because we want to make sure that we're building your mindset, we're building your business, and you're also building your net worth, okay? Now, please, I know that no one here that's on this call is allergic to money. So we're going to talk about money this evening, okay? But before we get to the money, we want to show you who we are and what we do and what we represent. So our company is real simple. We are the go-to premier company for the high-ticket brokerage. Now, what does that mean? Real simple. We have 4 different high-ticket verticals. And each of those verticals have huge income potential. Yes, you heard me say it right. Huge income potential. And we're going to get to that in a minute, okay? So let's talk about why building a business. Simple. Because no one is coming out to save you. No one is going to come to save you. Now, you remember back in the days, right, where entrepreneurship used to be, right? Well, guess what? Now entrepreneurship has become a must, okay? And because of the things, the way that have been shifted lately, guess what? Right now, we're forced to, majority of the population, right, millions and millions of Americans have a debt crisis. They have bankruptcies. We're going through a recession now. That's what experts are saying, right? Inflation, higher taxes, right? And because of that, we've been forced to, or majority of Americans have been forced to live in the edge of the gig economy. People have their full-time, and then they have another part-time for their full-time job. And then they have a part-time for their part-time job, right? It's like a never-ending vicious cycle because people want and they need more money. They need and want more money. Now, whenever you're looking for a business opportunity, what do you need to look for? Number one, you need to look into an industry with a big target market and a low market penetration. You also have to look into the essential goods and services arena, like gas, electricity, and water. Why? Because it's a high demand. When is the last time that you saw someone get to work in their vehicle without putting gas or without charging up their vehicle, right? When is the last time that you saw a human being last several days, right, without drinking water, or several days in that case, right? So if you look at it, Those are essential goods and services. And then in addition to that, you have to look into the industry that is going to thrive, right? In good and bad economies, right? Have you noticed something? Have you noticed that the cost of gas, and when the economy's bad, it actually goes up, right? But what about when the economy's good? It goes down, right? So it's recession proof, right? Electricity the same way, water the same way. You know, right now I'm in Florida and there's a tropical storm about to hit us, right? And everyone is going crazy getting water, you know, out of Walmart, out of the Publix, right? Out of the supermarkets. And they're emptied out the supermarkets because they're scared of the water. So as you can see, it's a necessity. It's a commodity. Now, let's talk about the services that we offer as BYLD, okay? So number one, as you can see my shirt here, Encore Solar. We work with the #1 solar installer in the nation, which is Freedom Forever. We also are partnered with ADT and Brinks Home Security. We have our own exclusive high-end, top-of-the-line Rain H2O, which is our water services or our water filtration services. And then, as you can see in my hat here, we have the Smart Money Club. Now, what does this means to you, right? As far as the number sign, well, real simple. On Encore Solar, people can refer people, and they can earn anywhere between $6,000 to $10,000 for every home. Can we go ahead and mute that, please? If you guys can just help me out with that. Thank you. Whoever's has their open mic, please mute yourself. Thank you. Appreciate that. Let me see here. Make sure that I didn't get muted. Okay, good, great. So with Brinks and ADT, with a high, with a rising rate of crime nowadays, people need it. It's a necessity. It has become a must. Anytime you refer someone, a homeowner, right, that gets security, you can earn anywhere between $500 to $700. With our Rain product, right, our water filtration system, or Smart Water, right, you can earn anywhere between $1,000 to $2,100. And then our Smart Money Club, which, listen, you're going to have the privilege of learning from one of the best in this industry about your residual income. So if you're looking into not only just earning an upfront money, but also residual money, please keep your ears open, right, when I introduce the next person, because he has 100% of the information. Now, let's talk about solar. Okay, let's talk about what we are and who we are and what we stand by, right? And our vision. The division of our solar side, right, it's called Encore Solar. And it's real simple. Why do you want to get involved in the solar industry? As you know, size and timing of the opportunity is very, very key. So I'm going to share with you some facts. There's over 130 million homes in the nation, okay? Approximately, right, 5 million have gone solar. So that means that there's over 90 million that are eligible for solar. So we're talking about an 85 million homes that are eligible and currently still without solar. Without solar. Yes, they're waiting for you. They're waiting for you to share the gospel of solar, how I like to call it, right? Now, why do consumers go solar? It's real simple, ladies and gentlemen. They save up to 50% on energy cost, 0%, okay, that they have to pay out of their pocket, right? There's no down payments, right, with various financial options that we have. A lot of blackout protections using specific batteries in certain markets. Tax credit. Uncle Sam is going to give them a tax credit of 30%, okay? Immediate increased value in their home between 10 to 17% based on government studies. And obviously clean energy. Who doesn't want to help save the planet? Who doesn't want to live a better planet for your generation, right? For your children's, children's, and so on. And here's a fun fact for those of you that love to take notes. In 2022, someone went solar every 44 seconds, okay? Every 44 seconds. Now, why also? It's a legitimate career opportunity. Ladies and gentlemen, if you are either considering to do this part-time or full-time, you can choose either or, and you can have a career of a lifetime here, okay? We have many of our sellers that are earning 6 figures, 5 figures a month, okay? All right? And also, as you can see, you can do this virtually. Over 90% virtual. Why? By basically, you're simply referring a solar customer and you're earning up to 50% of that commission. Also, you can become a BYLD mentor and close sales for other consultants and earn 50% of the commissions as well. Now, let's say that you don't want to sell solar. Well, guess what? You can build, wink, wink, right, a team, and you can earn commissions from the sales that they make. What an incredible opportunity. not only can you participate if you want to go out there and build and sell, right? And help homeowners go solar. But if you want to build a team, you're also able to do that, man. So let's give a big hand. Let's throw some fire in the chat for our folks, our co-owners, right? Mr. Rangel and Mr. Navarro, that were able to put this together. I mean, what an amazing opportunity. Throw some fire in the chat. Throw some ones in the chat. Now, we get the privilege of working with the #1 installer in the nation, which is Freedom Forever. They have an exclusive 25-year production guarantee. And they're the best in the industry because for every homeowner that goes solar with us, they're going to guarantee 100% of the amount of energy that that solar system produces in power, okay? And they're going to offer them any return loss savings, and they give you a production guarantee. So pretty amazing, right? Now, for those of you that have vision, what do you see here in this image? A lot of people are saying, oh, I just see rooftops. Well, if you ask me that question, I see a heck of a lot of opportunity here. Why? Because I see every single home that you see in that image potentially going solar with us. Guess what? They're either going to do it with or without you. Wouldn't you agree that it's better for them to do it with you, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. So let's share some testimonials. This client that you see here, they're out of California. Before solar, they were paying $287 a month. After we switched them over to solar, their bill is only now $148 a month for solar. Now, what happened to their electric bill? Well, we nixed that. We've eliminated that. They only have one bill now for their electricity usage for their solar panels. And please throw some fire in the chat because Mr. Rangel said, okay, a solar sales presentation is not a presentation. It's an IQ test. Throw some fire in the chat for Mr. Rangel. All right, throw some ones in the chat because that is powerful. That is powerful. Now, if you were the person that helped this homeowner go solar, well, guess what? If you were the mentor that closed this deal, you would have made $3,200. If you were the mentee, you would have made $3,200 because the commission on this product was $6,400 that paid out. Now, if you were the mentor and the mentee, you would have made the whole $6,400. Okay? Now, let's take a look at another testimonial. This client in Florida, $410 a month before they went solar. We were able to eliminate that electric bill that they were having, and now they only have one bill for their solar system of $290. Okay? $290 a month. That commission paid out $8,200. The mentee got $4,100, and the mentor, because he closed the deal, he made $4,100. So remember, the mentee referred the client, the mentor closed the deal, right? If you would have been the mentor and the mentee again, you would have made $8,200. So throw some ones in the chat for building Encore, for developing the best compensation plan in the planet, okay? All right, now, let's talk about the energy cost over time, okay? Energy cost over time. So let's say that you're paying right now $150 a month for your electricity. In the next 20 years, right, or 30 years, in the next 10 years, it's going to be $300. In the next 30 years, it's going to be over $1,500. So your total cost of electricity, if you stay with the electric grid, is going to be almost $250,000 for the next 30 years. If you decide to go solar with us today, it's approximately going to cost you about $54,000, give or take, by going solar. So if you subtract the $225,000 minus the $54,000, by you saying yes to solar today, okay, we're saving you over $171,000 in the next 30 years. Because what you're doing here is you're locking in your rate at $150 a month, right? With no money down. And then on top of that, you're receiving a 30% tax credit, okay? Now, listen, I know you heard a little bit from me, but I know that you can listen to this guy. This guy has all of the facts. He has all of the proof. And he's been a billionaire for decades. And he has said that the energy deregulation will be the largest transfer of wealth in history. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to please pay close attention to the gentleman that's going to come and talk to you about the next part, right? Because the next part is the money. And if I know myself, I know that all 74 of you that are on this call today came here for two reasons. You came, number one, for the money, okay? And can you guess what the second reason was or is? Yes, that's right. The money, right? Those are the two reasons. Now, a little bit before you get to hear from this gentleman. So this gentleman is a trendsetter. He's a leader of leaders, right? Number one, he is a Navy retiree, okay? All right? So he served our country, number one. Number two, he's a family man. He has a beautiful family. Now, as you know, that puts the personal side into perspective, right? That you want to listen to. I want to listen to someone that has that, right? But now, as far as the money part, over 30 years building networks and sales organizations. Millions of dollars in sales, okay? And you're going to get to hear directly from this gentleman, okay? He's going to share with you how you can position yourself so you can become and take part of this largest transfer of history, of wealth and history, like Warren Buffett said. So please help me welcome to the Zoom stage none the other than Mr. Peter Abraham. Throw some fire in the chat. Throw some
Thank you.
Thank
you.
Go ahead and light it up, brother.
All right. Thank you. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear. The Zoom
Man,
stage
that's
is yours.
exciting. Welcome, everybody. Thank you. My name is Pete Abraham. I appreciate you guys being here tonight. Hopefully, you're taking some notes right now. Hopefully, you're paying attention. And hopefully, you realize that you're literally, sounds cliche, but at the right place at the right time. You know, if you get involved in a business where everybody's already had it, everybody's already heard of it, everybody's already done it, you're not going to make as much money as something where you simply show up at the right place at the right time. I'm going to share my screen right now. Let me see. Is the screen sharing right now?
No, not yet, Mr. Abraham.
Let me do a new share.
Actually,
right,
yes, you have it. You have it.
Okay, give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I'll come back there. And is it sharing? I just want to make sure.
No, not yet. Not yet. It was sharing before. Sorry about that. I thought it was mine.
That's okay. I'll get it back. I'll get it back right here. I got you.
There we go.
And let me move that forward. How about that? 7 ways to earn.
There you go. Perfect.
All right. So listen, folks, hopefully you pay attention tonight. Listen, there's a lot of stuff to talk about in a little bit of time. But let me just say this. I have a background. Number one, I owned sounds funny. I owned a lawn route, right? I owned a detailing business. I had some pretty major clients, as a matter of fact. I spent a significant time in the United States Navy, as was mentioned. I'm a single dad. I have 2 beautiful daughters. Both of them in college now. Actually, one's a nurse and one is about to become a nurse. The other one's finishing up her master's. Here's the thing. It was this type of business that allowed me, write this down, especially guys, to be a stay-at-home dad when other people never or rarely get to see their own family members because they're working from sun up to sundown. If you get nothing out of this except this tonight, it's this. Time with your family, the most important thing that you can have, and the money to go along with it, because you can call the shots. So I had to look for jobs. I had to look for things that I had to do that would allow me to be there for my daughters as a single dad. And yes, they grew up with me. Yes, you're looking at them. So I'm proud of that. So let's get into this, guys. Let's talk about personal sales. I also have a close to a 15-year background in solar. I have had a real estate license before, mortgage license, notary public, and life insurance. If you're from any one of those industries, listen up, because this is about freedom of time. How many people, put a 1 in the chat if you know a real estate agent, or several? How many people know a life insurance agent or a mortgage broker? How many of you know those people? Here's the fact, and listen closely tonight. A ton of people know a ton of those people in that business. What's going to make it unique for you folks listening in tonight, if you're from one of those backgrounds, this is the way that you can separate yourself from being average. This is another way that you can do that. So let's get right into it. Income disclaimer. Let's just knock this out real quick. The income potential shown in this presentation is not necessarily representative of the income, if any, that you can or will earn through your participation in BYLD. Your success depends on your individual efforts, skills, and market conditions. Obviously, that should be a no-brainer for people to understand. So when somebody comes up to you and say, well, how much money have you made in the last 72 hours? Listen, you signing up has nothing to do with what I make or what somebody else makes. It has to do with what you're going to do. So keep that understanding, folks. In any business, it's the same. Personal sales earn a 70% commission on your personal solar sales. That's an average profit of $10,000 per install. Now, let's just stop there for 1 second. I want to tell you something. I've been doing solar for almost 15 years. I used to drive. If you're from the solar industry looking at this for the first time, this might relate to you. I used to drive 5,000 to 6,000 miles a month, okay? A month, just to get no-showed, get somebody who wasn't there. Somebody said, I need to think about it, I need to pray about it, I need to do all these different things. But here's the bottom line. From start to finish, I can tell you right now, it takes literally 45 minutes up to 2 hours, was what the time I spent giving a solar presentation before they sign the documents and move forward. So folks, let me ask you a question. If the average profit is 10 grand and you earn 70%, how much did you just make? 7 grand. Would you spend 2 hours? Here's the quick trick question. Would you spend 2 hours to make 7 grand? So think about that for a second. I know I would. So I want you guys to take this really seriously when we talk about the money tonight, because here's the thing. This business can give you freedom of time with money. I know people that work in the car business, great people, not such a high ticket item anymore. And they have to work every weekend, similar to real estate folks, right? Every weekend you're out there showing houses, selling cars, doing whatever. What if you could do that because you wanted to, not because you had to? So let's talk about another way to make money. Mentor sales. What is a mentor? A mentor is somebody like myself, somebody like JC, somebody like Tony Denner, people that are out there that are willing to help you. And here's what happens. You do 3 training sales with a mentor. Why? Because it makes sense to know what you're doing and make sure this thing runs smoothly the whole way through. After that, you close 5 sales on your own, which is where you close your sales, proving that you've learned the system just like you would in real estate or any other business, and then complete the company certification, which we have several of those available that you can watch 24/7, plus our live events that you can come and learn and earn at the same time. So literally, you can get paid while you learn, right? You don't need a 4-year degree to figure out how to do this. So become a mentor and split sales with consultants on your team or company-wide. What does that mean real quick here? I've sold in Florida. I've helped in North Carolina. I've helped in Texas. I don't live in any of those places. I live in Southern California, the mecca of solar, pretty much the place that started solar, if you will, right? So the bottom line is simply this. You can do this from anywhere. We have people that don't even live in the U.S. doing this, out of the country, and they're selling here. So what that tells me is if I'm living here, I should be ashamed not to try. Okay, so let me keep moving. Let me give you the mentor example. You want to help just a handful, 4 consultants. So if you hold up your hand, put your thumb down, help 4 consultants close their first 3 training sales. Notice something. This is about duplication, folks. It isn't about knowing everything and being the best salesperson in the world. We've had a lot of best salespeople in the world come in here fall flat on their face because they didn't understand solar, right? They didn't understand and take the time. So that's 12 sales and an average of $3,500 after you split that commission 50-50. That's $42,000 in commissions. Here's a question. Would you like to earn that in the next 60 days or in the next 60 months? Either way, we can help you. So think about that for a second. Let's talk about the team building overrides. My first question when I look at this, a lot of businesses, including the solar companies I used to work for, a couple of them, you didn't have a chance to do that unless you were the quote unquote manager, which really wasn't managing anything, just pulling their hair out. You didn't have the ability to make anything except maybe just a few dollars off your team. But here as a consultant, starting as a consultant, that's where you start. You'll get a 20% frontline override. That's 20%, folks. So here's the thing, whether you bring 4 people or whether you bring 40 people, if you brought those people directly, you're getting 20% frontline override and then 70% commissions on anything you personally do. Obviously, people want to move up. Manager, notice there's no timeline. You can do this fast or slow. It's up to you. What is a manager? Why would you want to become a manager? 30% frontline overrides. So you just got a 10% raise on that. So you got a 10% team overrides, and you're getting the 70% from you doing what you're supposed to in the first place. To qualify for that, you need 10 team installs in a 60-day period. Now, folks, we've had people do way more than that in a 60-day period. And obviously, as you grow and build your business and getting referrals, that happens more and more. What happens if you bring somebody on? There might be somebody here tonight who comes from the solar industry or the real estate or a mortgage or life insurance, one of those industries, and they have a big book of business. Number one, listen up if you're from those industries. Here's what it takes to make it here. Open the book and don't hold back. Your clients are going to go solar with or without you. And every time they go solar, because I'll think about you on my next deal, guess what? That's just somebody you threw away that you could have helped. And they like you and they trust you. So a manager, 10 teams installs in 60 days. To become a director, 35% frontline overrides. You see the trend here? As fast as you want to do this or as slow as you want to do this. So you're getting more money on your frontline overrides. By the way, these positions don't go away, which means once you've made director, you stay a director. There's not something they take back from you like some companies do. You're now getting a 15% team override, 15%, folks, and 70% commissions. Again, that 70 is just you doing what you're doing. All right. To become qualified for that, you'll have a 24 team installs in a 60-day period. This is a rolling 60 days. So listen, if you did 2 yourself and you found a stud or a studette and they did 7 sales, this can add up really quick. And we'll talk about that in a second as well. Executive director. This is really something you want to look to achieve. And look at the numbers, folks. 40% frontline overrides. That means once you've made that, and let's say you brought 10 people direct to you, right? And now you go in and just duplicate that. So I'm going to just start over and pretend I'm starting over, and you go out and bring 10 more people. Now you have 20 people on your front line and you're getting 40%. What if every single one of them did 1 sale? 1 sale a month. Can you get much less than that? 20% team override just went up again. Every single time you look at these levels here, you're increasing your income, increasing your freedom. And actually, the more you do and move up, the less you even have to sell solar or any of the other stuff we offer. Why? Because you're helping bring other people up. You're lifting other people up, which in most cases is not what people do with their day job. And you also get access to a 2% company-wide bonus pool. 2%. Let me ask you a question. How many of you right now participate in a company-wide bonus pool where you're at right now? I'll give you a minute. To qualify for that, you need 70 team installs. Doesn't say 70 personal, 70 team installs in a 60-day period, rolling 60 days. And obviously, if you've hit that executive director level, you have plenty of people on your team. All you need to do is duplicate. Remember, get those handful of people and let's go and teach them to do the same thing. National director in finishing up here. 45% frontline overrides. 45%, folks. How much are you making right now when you sell that car, that real estate transaction, whatever that might be, folks? This is a big thing. Okay? If I'm on the car lot and I'm not the sales manager, I'm getting a whopping 0% override because I don't have anybody to get any overrides on it. I'm a blunt guy. I keep it real. If you're not in that position at the job that sees if you qualify for that, you're not getting these overrides. Here, you're the boss. Your determination, your persistence, your grit, and your sense of urgency will allow you to attain these positions as fast or as slow as you want. 25% team overrides, another increase, folks. And this is, I'm only talking right now just on the solar part, folks. We have other things as well. 70% commissions and a 5% company-wide bonus pool. Let's talk about that really quick here. Let's say there was $50,000 or $25,000. It doesn't really matter. All I know is it's money, and it was in that company-wide bonus pool. And let's say there was 2 national directors, just to keep the math simple. So if there's a $50,000 bonus pool and 2 people qualified, how much would each of you just made in addition to the 45%, the 25% team, and your own personal product? This is above and beyond. You would have just walked out with $25,000. Folks, are you able to do that at your day job? Are you able to do that? And I'll give you a minute here in your real estate business right now. I already know the answer. Mortgage, done there, been there, done that. 120 team installs in a 60-day period. Obviously, you have way more people on your team. This is exciting stuff, folks, and I'm going to keep moving. Let's take a little bit of an idea here just to see what it would look like if you're a manager with 10 consultants, like I mentioned, each doing a one sale each. So if you had that, that would be 10 solar deals per month on your team. Now, I know all the real estate and the mortgage and the life insurance people, you got your calculators out. You guys are really fast with numbers. So you're doing the numbers. I'm going to show you. This might challenge what you're making right now. Listen, 4 coming from your first level, 6 coming from anywhere in your team. That's 6,300 in overrides. Would that not cover your car lease or your car payment or your house payment just in those overrides alone? And you already know people. Who do you know that wants to come up in life? Who do you know that deserves to come up in life? Who do you know that's been looking for something to do to make a change in their life? Who wants to work from home? Who wants to be in control? Who says, I'm willing to put the time, blood, sweat, and tears if somebody would just give me an opportunity that was real? Ask yourself, do people use electricity? I'll give you a minute. If you did one sale yourself, that's $7,000. Add that to the 6,300 in overrides. That's $13,300 monthly total earnings, and you're just getting started, folks. We all know people. Open up your cell phone today. You know these people already. You just haven't talked to them. You haven't sent the video to show them what we could do. You're talking to them instead of sharing the video. Share the video. What'd you like best? Game changer. What if you're a director with 10 consultants? And now these people have moved up. You're a director now. These people have moved up and they're each doing a whopping 2 sales each. So 10 consultants, 2 sales each. That's 20 solar deals per month on your team, 8 coming from your first level and 12, coming from anywheres on your team. Again, that's 13,800 in overrides, folks, not personal production. That'd be like if somebody else sold the house, right? And you got paid. Hello. I hope I'm hitting home and you're taking notes, folks. This is big money if you choose to do what we do and help people. The timing is now. One sale yourself, because leaders do what leaders do, right? Personal production. Then we have the 13,800 in overrides plus the 7,000. That's a $20,800 a month, folks. And listen, I can guarantee you have more free time than you have right now while you're doing this. Remember what I said before, 45 minutes to 2 hours max from start to finish when I'm sitting, presenting, closing the solar deal. High ticket item, folks, high ticket. How many of you come from the networking business back in the day like myself, and I would have to sell a whole bunch of whatever just to get this and hope I didn't have to be garage qualified to make the money? Am I talking to you? Absolutely. Write this down. 1 to 2 sales a month, folks. I don't have anything in my garage except my cars. All right? So keep that in mind. Now let's talk about the big money. Exactly 50 consultants. You've already got that. 50 consultants helping 2 people. That's 100 solar deals per month. 30 coming from your first level in your team from that. And 80 coming from anywheres in your team. I'm going to say this slow. That's 67,500 in overrides. Folks, I'm going to say this because this was me too. I never made that big of an override in real estate insurance or anything else like that. Not that kind of an override. Override means if you help somebody up front, you taught them well, you taught them to duplicate, you walk away and go help some new person, and the person who you helped and invested in from the beginning, that's where that 67,500 is coming from. Folks, it doesn't happen in those other businesses, okay? Because if you're not the broker, you don't have that opportunity. My question to you is, how would you like to start from day one in similarity as the broker? Come and learn while you earn. Okay, breakdown 36,000 in first level overrides and a 40% executive director override. That's $31,000 override from the rest of your team. And that's based just on a $15 15% override. 15%. How else can we make money? Let me ask you a question. Realtors, let me talk to you. And I'm saying that a lot because guess what? Realtors work with homeowners. This should be and is becoming a no-brainer if you're in the mortgage or real estate industry. Why would you let your clients go someplace else? That's like you missed the class. Home business and security, ADT. Listen, both residential and commercial, earning anything from $400 to $700 more. $700 more. Let me ask you this. if they're already trusting you for that real estate transaction, what's the biggest things in their life, they're already going to get sold from you because they like and trust you. And now they say, well, you just sold me my house, Pete. Can you show me how to protect it? They ask you for everything from blinds to carpeting to painters, everything else. Why wouldn't you continue to be that trusted person? I'll give you a minute. So we already know who ADT is, and we'll keep going. We have some other options coming soon that are going to be out, and you're going to love those just as much. So how does somebody get started? You got two choices. You could become a consultant. No problem with that. It's $149 one time, and then a reoccurring $49 a month. Not bad. How many of you could start a business for that little that makes this much? I'll tell you something. Gosh, what does it cost for me to just get my real estate or my life insurance license? All those things that I did, it cost me in the hundreds, easily, high hundreds, right? Nationwide solar business, nationwide home security business, and access to all the tech and trainings. And check this out. Refer for, pay no more. What does that mean? That means when Pete goes out and finds 4 people that want to make some money, want to do something different, want to add in addition to what they're doing, want to get out of what they're doing, want to make a transition, want to get ahead. Once that person signs up for those people, you're no longer paying even the monthly fee. So what is your excuse? You literally have none. Let me go to the builder side. It's a $199 one-time investment in yourself. By the way, check with your tax preparer. Both of these would be a tax write-off. Then $99 a month. I'm about to show you what the difference between the $49 and the $99 is. But your nationwide solar business, your nationwide home security business, folks, nationwide. How many of you are in sales right now and the only place, hello, real estate, how many of you can only sell in the states you're licensed in? I'll give you a minute. What if you, from day one, you could turn around and help somebody in a different state? You get access to all the tech and trainings, the BYLD reward membership. We'll talk about that briefly, in the Smart Money Club. And again, refer for, pay no more. Let me finish this slide just by going back and saying this again. Folks, people use electricity or candles. It's one of the two, folks. So you have an audience that needs what you have. People would like better, fresher, cleaner, healthier water, right? These are all things. People want to protect their family, their home, their business. These are things that are real that people use, and none of them sit in my garage. How interesting. Let me keep going. Smart Money Club membership. You know, one of the things about being in business and making money is one thing. But what about people that want to get business and their credit might not be as good, or they don't know tax strategies, they don't know how to be their own bank? We have in the Smart Money Club membership that's included in the $99 a month, all these things already involved. See, it's one thing to make money, it's another thing to keep it, right? To build wealth, generational wealth. What about business mastery? How to structure an entity? Do you have an LLC? Do you have an S Corp? Do you even know what any of those are? Do you know what the benefits are? Would it make sense without spending thousands of dollars, as you'll see some people charge on the internet for one of these areas that you're seeing here tonight? Would it make sense for you to have all that for a simple $99 a month? And by duplicating, getting 4 people do the same thing, and you're not even paying the $99 anymore. Folks, think about that. Access to capital, good versus bad debt. All these things that you need to build a business and build generational wealth, like I mentioned before. Let's talk really quickly about our BYLD Rewards membership. How many of you have ever traveled in your life? Put a 1 in the chat. How many of you have ever gone and stayed in a hotel, Airbnb, whatever it might be, theme park, vacation? Folks, you're going to spend money whether you like it or not. Here's what the smart people do. They save money every time they do it. So we can go on our app. We've had people stay. As a matter of fact, I remember Sam Bean was talking about, he came from Houston out to an event here in California. He got the hotel and stayed a few days and saved a decent amount of money just on that. You're going to spend the money anyways. So why not have this in the benefit of this? Restaurants, retailers, travel providers on stuff you're going to do anyways. The average annual savings is between $2,500 and $3,500. I think that alone would be worth the 99. As a matter of fact, there's companies that do just something like this that are out there that charge way more than this just for that. We have it included, folks, included, and the $99 a month is a tax write-off because you're in business. Interesting. Here is what you really want to sit up, shake it off, and pay attention for. This is based on the $99 a month membership, and I'm going to go really quickly here. But Team 1 and Team 2, think of all of you. You have two legs right there. Think of one leg and then the other leg. So Team 1, Team 2. Next line down, it says active members to the right, monthly residual, and then a matching bonus. Let's look at Builder 500. You simply need 10 active members paying the $99. Look at that. Or the $49. But I tell people about the $99 because to me, it makes sense to have this. Whether you like it or not, the extra $50 is going to make you more money than what you spend. 10 people on your left leg, 10 people on your right. They're all paying their $99. Once you hit that, you're getting $500 monthly residual. Let me ask you a question. How many people in any of these other businesses with car sales, and I'm saying these stuff, guys, because I've done these myself, car sales, real estate, life insurance, maybe, right? Mortgage. How many of you getting monthly residual? Or are you only as good as your last transaction? What's your walkaway plan here, folks? What's your walkaway plan is this right here, the dual team bonus. 10 and 10 is 500. Builder 1,000, the next one up. You and your team. Notice it doesn't say you personally. This is you and your team. Team 1, 25. You got 25 on Team 2. That's $1,000 a month residual. Whether or not solar was sold, folks, whether or not a water filtration system was sold, whether or not a home security system was sold, folks, you don't have this opportunity with what you're doing now. I can promise you that. 20% check match on your first generation. Folks, you don't even have to understand this. Just cash the check. But for those of you who do, 20% is probably more than you're making right now. All right? Because most people don't even get that, a check match. Let's switch it over to Builder. Let's go to Builder 8,000. That's 240 teammates on your left, 240 on your right, each paying the 99. That's $8,000 a month. Folks, could you pay your mortgage with that? From the West Coast to the East Coast, right? Maybe closer in Cali, New York, that kind of stuff. But bottom line is, folks, this is residual income, which means it comes in whether you go to work or not. If you're part of the 7-Eleven club, right? You wake up at 7, hit the alarm, say, I'm not waking up yet. I just check my commission, go back to sleep, wake up at 11 o'clock. The reality is this. Do you have this opportunity with what you're doing right now? And are you smart enough to take advantage of it? 2.5% check match on the 4th generation. I'll just cut to the chase on the last one here. Folks, this takes time. This takes somebody who's in the game, somebody who's going to give it their all because they want it all. They want time back with their family. They want it, and that they put that dream and that why in front of them up on the wall, on the kitchen, in their car. 10,000 people on your left side, 10,000 people. That army of people all paying a small 99. And guess what? A lot of those people are already got their 4 and they're not paying anymore. That would be a residual monthly of $250,000 plus a 2.5% check match. Folks, it's money it's available, and it's something that's growing. How do we get started tonight, folks? Simply this: $199 one time, then $99 a month. Your focus should be on getting your 4 so you don't have to pay anymore. There goes that excuse too, if it ever was one. Your solar business, your home security business, access to all tech and trainings, which is literally 24 hours a day, plus our live trainings. And guys, we got some great live trainings on the daily. Your BYLD Rewards membership and your Smart Money Club membership, all inclusive. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that is a great plan and a great way to make money with solar, home security, the water, and the Smart Money Club, folks. So that is what we have for you here tonight. I want to thank you for staying on this. I want to thank you for investing some time in yourself, because that's what it is. Get back with the person that invited you tonight. They're going to be sending you a link tonight. Here's what you got to understand. It's one of the two. Hey, I like what you have. I want to be consulted, Or B, I want to be a builder. I want to be somebody. I want to go to the top of this thing, and I have clients who I'm willing to learn, listen, and earn while I learn, right? So thank you guys for coming out tonight. Get back with the person that invited you. We'll see you at the next event or the next live event. And if you do nothing else but this, write this down and put your why on your wall, and we'll see you at the top. Thank you.
Same to you, friend. Thank you.